Shanghai Maglev, 431 kilometers per hour. For 17 years, no train carried passengers faster than this one, and it never touched the ground. Magnets lift the Shanghai Maglev off its track and hold it floating in the air. No wheels, no friction, only the wind pushing back. That's how it hit 431 kilometers per hour in normal service, and 501 on a test run. Then came the twist. That floating speed drank a fortune in electricity. Every kilometer a brutal power bill. So in 2021, the people who built it capped it at 300. Not because it failed, but because winning cost too much. The fastest everyday train ever built still runs today, gliding to the airport in 8 minutes, holding back on purpose. Subscribe, the fastest train ever built is still coming. Fuxing, CR400, 350 kilometers per hour. Every train so far needed a test track or a record run. This is the one you can ride today. Right now, Fuxing races between Beijing and Shanghai at a steady 350 kilometers per hour, the fastest scheduled train on Earth. Its best trick is when two of them meet. On a test, two Fuxings shot past each other head-on. Each did 420 kilometers per hour. Combined, they ripped apart at 840 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a passing jet. But the real story isn't the speed, it's who owns it. China once bought all its bullet trains from Japan, Germany, and France. Fuxing ended that. Built almost entirely in China, its name means rejuvenation. The country that once copied everyone now runs the fastest daily train alive. Hemu 430X, 421 kilometers per hour. Most bullet trains work like a tug of war. A powerful car at each end drags a line of dead coaches behind it. South Korea threw that idea out. In the Hemu 430X, the power was spread out. Every middle car got its own motors under the floor, so the whole train pushed itself forward together. More grip, faster acceleration, less strain on any single part. On 31 March 2013, it recorded 421 kilometers per hour on a test line. That one run put South Korea in an elite club, only the fourth country ever, after France, Japan, and China, to build a train that fast. It never sold a single ticket, but its design lives on, hidden inside the bullet trains Koreans ride every day. CRH-380A, 486 kilometers per hour. This train broke a record and started a fight over who really built it. Back in December 2010, a CRH-380A ripped down the Beijing-Shanghai line at 486 kilometers per hour. It swallowed 220 kilometers in just 34 minutes. At the time, no conventional train in China had ever gone faster. Then the trouble started. China called it a fully homegrown design. Japan wasn't buying it. Kawasaki, maker of the original bullet train, accused China of copying Shinkansen tech it had handed over years earlier, then cranking up the speed. Right or wrong, the machine delivered. A sculpted nose sliced the air. The brakes poured 95% of their energy back into the grid. It could reach 380 kilometers per hour in 7 flat minutes. A world-class record, wrapped in an argument that never really ended. CR450, 453 kilometers per hour. China isn't done. It already runs the fastest daily train on Earth, and now it's building one to go even faster, every single day. Meet the CR450. In 2023, a prototype hit 453 kilometers per hour on a test line. But here's the number that matters. It's designed to carry passengers at a steady 400 kilometers per hour in normal service. No other train on the planet is built to do that. At that speed, a route like Chengdu to Chongqing shrinks to under 50 minutes, city to city, quicker than flying once you count the airport. And it does it while burning 20% less energy than today's fastest trains. Its motors and body reshaped to slip through the air. The bullet train stopped chasing planes. Now it's starting to beat them. TGV, 574.8 kilometers per hour. The Maglevs cheat. They float on magnets, nothing touching the track. So here's the real question. How fast can a train go on plain steel wheels and steel rails? France went hunting for the answer, and it got terrifying. The team took a TGV and rebuilt it for a single run. They fitted giant wheels, 1,092 millimeters across, instead of the usual 920, so the wheels wouldn't have to spin themselves to death. They cranked the overhead line from 25,000 volts up to 31,000. They packed in 19.6 megawatts, double a normal TGV, the muscle of a small town's power supply. They even named the run for its goal, V150, for 150 meters per second. On 3 April 2007, it launched. Before it moved, another train swept the line ahead at 380 kilometers per hour to clear the way. A chase plane flew alongside, beaming live pictures. Then the V150 hit 574.8 kilometers per hour. At that instant, its wheels were spinning nearly 3,200 times a minute, right at the edge of flying apart. 19 years on, no wheeled train has beaten it. To go faster, the world gave up on wheels. MLX-01, 581 kilometers per hour. Long before the L0 existed, this was the fastest train on Earth, and it stayed that way for 12 straight years. On a December day in 2003, the MLX-01 clocked 581 kilometers per hour on a Japanese test line. That wasn't luck. It had been climbing for years, breaking its own records, 550 and beyond, each run pushing the limit a little higher. Unlike the Shanghai Maglev, which hovers a centimeter above its track, this one used superconducting magnets to float a full 10 centimeters up, riding on an invisible cushion of force. Engineers kept swapping its nose, testing wedges and long-pointed cones, hunting for less drag. More than 200,000 ordinary people were led onto the test line to feel it for themselves. The record held all the way to 2015, and the only machine that ever broke it came from its own family, the L0. Same country, same test track, same bloodline. Today the MLX-01 runs no more. It sits in a museum in Yamanashi. You can walk up, climb inside, and sit in the train that ruled the rails for over a decade. L0 Series Maglev, 603 kilometers per hour. This is the fastest a human has ever traveled on rails. And the strangest part? The train it happened on still doesn't carry passengers. It has never opened to the public. On 21 April 2015, a 7-car L0 hit 603 kilometers per hour on a Japanese test track. 49 engineers were on board. It held that speed for just under 11 seconds, covering 1.8 kilometers in a single breath. 5 days earlier, it had already smashed the record once at 590. Then it went back and beat itself. Like the Shanghai Maglev, it flies on magnets. But these ones are superconducting, chilled, and far more powerful, lifting the whole train a full 10 centimeters off the guideway. In service, it's meant to cruise at 500 kilometers per hour, carrying people from Tokyo to Nagoya in 40 minutes, a trip that eats up about 90 today. So why can't you ride it? The line is 85% tunnels, bored straight through mountains, at a cost near $82 billion. One prefecture blocked the digging over fears for its water. The opening keeps slipping, now somewhere in the mid-2030s. That's the fastest train ever built. Subscribe for more machines that shatter every limit.